Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Sympathy Kiss. Can I just tell you, when I was like waiting for everything to connect and like work, the like the opener, comes on, and I was like, okay, well, we'll watch it. You better put this as a CG in the game. Is all I have to say. There is one. It's only 5 of your 6 main love interests, so obviously not the 2 secret ones, And I'm thinking Shuya wasn't there. So it's just the guys you work with here, and then the prince guy. But they're like all lounging all over your bed and like all unbuttoned shirts and shit. And I'm like, this is a little like, stop it. We need this CG is all I have to say. That better be somewhere. I don't know why they're gonna be all lounging all sexy like all over a bed free whatever in this game, but like an end CG, like, but it can't even be like a thanks for clearing the game, because like, where the fuck are three of the other characters? But still, you can't put that in the opening credits and not feed us a little bit with that. So let's just hope that comes up somewhere, because shit, it goes by too fast. It's like, no, excuse me, come back. Glass has had his shirt all unbuttoned, and Spacey needs this shit in her life. So anyway, back into wherever we were. It's been a couple days because it was the weekend. So anyway, I think this is where we were. Each week, the Astarcy department got together to discuss the progress each division of the team was making. As for me, I hadn't been briefed on our project for the competition, leaving me in the dark regarding its progress. And just to confirm, Saltame, you and your team will be ready to present next week, correct? Yes, all good. Uncomfortable with my ignorance, I solemnly hung my head. Director Kobase noticed and addressed Saltame sternly. Hey, Saltame, this presentation isn't a one-man show. Huh? What do you mean? Saltame and Amasawa, you two are meant to be a team. What's the point of having Amasawa on board if you're gonna take all the work? It's not really my business. I don't recall ever asking for someone to help me. I'm not saying you need to hand off half your work to her or anything so drastic. And just try to be a bit more cooperative. I've been giving her chores to do when she asks. Isn't that enough? It was just as Saltame said. Since joining his team, my work consisted entirely of administrative tasks, organizing his files, putting documents together. And when I did so, I never questioned the content nor offered my own insights. I wasn't thrilled with the arrangement, but I hadn't exactly shown much initiative to do anything else. It was like I never left the design department. Please, and when your difference is trivial, I'll treat her as an equal. Not really, you're treating me like your secretary. And the only person I'm going to be taking notes for while I sit on their desk in a sexy pencil skirt is Kobase. That's all I'm saying, because he's the boss. So I will sit in his lap as I take his notes. And file his paperwork or some kind of office innuendo. I'll take his memo. Yeah, that's it. My brain's not on 100%. I literally just spent like the last 30 minutes napping on the couch because I basically almost passed out. Not in a bad way, but tired. I was like, nope, I'm zonked out. I went to bed last night early because I had to wake up early today. But your brain's like, hey, I'm awake, la 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 la. Once I fell asleep, I think I was dead to the world. But I'm still tired, and I have to wake up even earlier tomorrow, and so I'm like, I'm already tired. I'm already fucking tired. Forget this. But anyway, that's better for you too, right? So it's going to be a little unhinged, or I'm not going to be able to follow things. I'm not going to be able to math, and I'm going to be completely unhinged. But I feel like that's fairly normal at this point. Saltame had once expressed his intent to treat me as an equal. Maybe he'd been waiting for me to come to him with my own ideas this whole time. I even agreed with him when he'd said that, yet I'd only acted like his subordinate so far. Regardless, I don't want you two both working on the same project without working together as a team. It defeats the purpose. and discuss it and come up with a proposal that allows both of you to be involved. After being scolded by Director Kobase, I attempted to talk with Saltame after the meeting. He responded with a cold glare. Ouch. You're only speaking up now because Koba chewed us out, right? Maybe I wasn't doing a good job sharing tasks with you, but you're the one who decided to play Gopher, Amasawa. I have no intentions of bringing you in on this project. It's just a waste of my time. If you still want to be my assistant, scrutinize my proposals, find any flaws, and provide solutions for them. I'll forward the data to your computer, Amasawa. Cheers. Cheers means fuck you. I had a coworker who would sign off on her emails, cheers, and that was her way of telling people to go fuck themselves. She'd be like, cheers, and that was like her, that's my way of being like, fuck you. You can't say, like, unless you're like actually toasting, like, cheers, but otherwise you're like, yeah, cheers. Oh, especially because he was just berating us, so like, he was definitely telling us to go fuck ourselves. With that, Saltame left. Back at my desk, I took a deep dive into Saltame's proposals. His idea revolved around a fashion-focused weather forecast column. Fashion-focused weather forecast column. How? Curious. Okay, curious. Istarsi would suggest outfits based on the weather and temperature. Ah, okay. It was a practical and convenient feature, to be sure. In addition, users could get inspiration for their daily outfits regardless of the weather. I mean, that's not too bad. That's kind of interesting. Especially if you're like, I don't know what to wear, and you like input all your, kind of like one of those apps that they have now where you like, you're like a closet app where you can like organize your closet and then you could sit there and try to pick things out instead of like walking in your closet and trying to find stuff, or you know what I mean, like the app or somebody could suggest things and then you're like, I forgot I had that shirt because it's buried in a drawer somewhere and it's not like hanging up in your closet. You might forget about it, you know what I mean, depending on how you have to put your clothes away, like how much room you have and where things are stored. So then you have like your digital closet. People are interacting with the app by uploading their clothing and everything like that. You could make that a feature there, like, oh, hey, we have now a digital closet app that then ties into our Istarsi app. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, that's a new app that ties into your old one. Cross-app functionality, and then you make people use both of your apps. You know? It could be a big hit among users who didn't have an official uniform for work. I racked my brain to find a single flaw in the proposal. However, all I could point out were minor design issues. Or the fact that we don't have a closet app, that now we have to build that too. But that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Thinking back on it, in the design department, I only created designs based on proposals, never putting much thought into the ideas themselves. As a fresh-faced designer, the idea of pointing out issues with the proposals themselves never occurred to me. No matter how many times I pored over Saltame's project, I found nothing substantial to critique. By the time I realized it, I was one of the last people in the office. Oh, you're still here? Saltame appeared, seemingly have returned from outside. This was the first time I'd seen him since the meeting. Perhaps he'd been out this entire time. Saltame walked up to me and took the annotated proposal from my hands. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's supposed to be a sign, not a laugh. Well, I appreciate your design feedback, but this is really all you found? Saltame's tone was calm, devoid of any anger. It was like he never had any expectations of me to begin with. Ouch. He's not mad. He's not even disappointed, because he had no expectations. Oh. You know when people are like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed, and you're like, oh. You're like, there's mad. Ooh. And then there's disappointed. Oh. And now there's like, I never had any expectations, so I'm not even mad or disappointed. Oh. Oh, I'm just on the floor dead. Oh. Forget it. That somehow works. Disappointment welled up inside me, and I bit my lip. By the way, why didn't you look for me today? I tilted my head in confusion. Wait a minute. The music is crunchy. I was listening to it before we started recording and it was perfectly fine, and it just got crunchy. Hold on. That's really annoying though, because like when I started recording, my volume was up really high in my headset and on my thing, and I was like, oh, well, good. And I listened and I'm like, no, it sounds good. So it was not crunchy when I first started. What the fuck? Like, seriously? You're making me look bad here. I actually checked this time. Like, sometimes when you start up, you can't hear anything because you're like, there's no music, so you don't know that it's going to be crunchy, but like, I swear to God. I can't blame my computer because it's new, so it's not my computer. But like, I swear to God, it's gotta be my capture card just not playing nice. But again, it's like, but it's not broken. It still works. So even though it's problematic, I still don't just want to waste a couple $100 and get a new one. Like, sometimes I'll just waste a couple $100 on like random stupid shit. Like, whatever. But like, this is one of those, like, I could use one, but this one's not broken. Until this one stops actually fucking working 100% of the time, like, and nothing I do it's good enough, and we're gonna make it work, even though I've had it for like 10 fucking years. You know what I mean? Like, it still works. It's fine. When it works 10% of the time, maybe then we'll think about. But you know what I mean? It still works. It's just stupid sometimes. Anyway. Do you really think you can understand my proposals without understanding my perspective? You found me once before. Try doing that again. Later. With those final words, Saltame grabbed his bag and left the office. I accepted that I'd never be like Saltame. But, like you said, if I could understand his perspective, maybe I could approach things like he did, even just a little. If I could do that, I felt like things might change between us. Oh, they're gonna change between you. There's gonna be nothing between you soon. No distance, no nothing. Not even close. That's gonna be awkward when I have to read it. I'm just saying. Feeling reinvigorated by the fresh start of a new day, I decided to put yesterday's advice into practice. I told you to come find me, not stalk me. Excuse me? But whatever. Do what you want, Amasawa. I then followed Saltame to numerous different places. Okay, I was like, are we following him around? Is that why he's saying this? I told you to find me, not stalk. I'm like, I just walk. You're about to walk into work. He's like, God, what are you stalking me? I work here too, you know. Okay. We visited cafes, parks, clothing stores, and bookstores. He would often stop to chat with random strangers, typing notes into his phone mid-conversation. This made me realize it, seeing it firsthand. He wasn't slacking off when he wasn't in the office. He was doing his job. He's supposed to be doing market research. He's getting there in the market. And for a hot second, I was like, are we in our apartment, or is his apartment really cute and pink? It's ours, obviously. Once back home, I revisited Saltame's proposal with my newfound understanding. At last, I discovered a potential issue. His primary selling point was that the fashion suggestions would be based on the day's temperature. The outfits proposed indeed matched the outside temperature, but sometimes people want to wear clothes that aren't necessarily temperature appropriate. How is that a problem? Okay, wait. So if it's like really hot, it's going to be in the 90s, right? The things like, oh, you should wear something that's, cooler, more breathable fabric. You're not going to wear your like super thick fur-lined jacket, right? You know what I mean? And then you're like, nah. But then like, so that the problem with the app is that it's going to be like, you're like, no, but I want to wear my fur-lined jacket, and I can't believe the app didn't. Well, then just do the opposite. Think for yourself. The app did suggestions, not law. Okay? Like, guidelines, not laws. You know what I mean? I thought where she was going, it was like, it's telling you based on the outside temperature, but what happens when you go into an office building and they keep it at 30 below? Yes, I walked to work and I was dressed for the 90-degree heat, but then I got in the office and I'm freezing my fucking nipples off because what the shitballs. You know what I mean? So then, yes, you'd have to prepare for that. But again, that's not really the app's job to tell you that your place of employment keeps it at nuclear winter in the summer. You know what I'm saying? You have to know that about your job. And that's why you keep a sweater at your desk, like, or bring one with you or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought they were also going to go in it keeps you for the temperature, but what about the actual, because temperature isn't the only factor in weather. It's going to be hot and rainy. Oh, okay. You know, taking summer, for instance, some people might prefer to wear long sleeves despite the hot weather for UV protection. Okay, all right, okay. So if you know what the UV index is, then you're going to be more, okay, so there's that. So you could have people put their preferences in like that. I prefer, or I hate, it's going to suggest wearing tank tops or something. But again, that's going to offer like wear tank tops or short sleeves or whatever. It's going to give you generalized things. I still think you should invent a closet. Why am I getting so invested in this? But I think you should now have a closet app where people can put their clothing in, and then the app can pick your outfits based on your preferences and your actual clothes in your actual closet. Bam. Or also really good marketing for your closet app that you're going to create. And then it's going to suggest outfits based on your closet and then be like, hey, you know what I've noticed? You have a distinct lack of short sleeve shirts. If you're interested, check out these ones from this brand. They fit in with your closet. And then they can advertise to you. And you might be like, you know what, actually, I could use some more new short sleeve shirts. You're right. Maybe you're not interested, but if you are, then you click links. And now advertisers and other retailers that are can advertise to people on your app. See, I'm just saying. No, I'm not in marketing, but I should be because I'm a genius. I just ran with Saltame's idea. We make a good pair, that's all I'm saying. On the other hand, during winter, some might choose to brave the cold and wear a trendy miniskirt. And then you wear pantyhose with it. Deciding outfits based on temperature alone was pragmatic, but lacked flexibility. Again, though, these aren't rules. It's not like the thing is saying this is what you're going to wear and you can't go against it. If it tells you to wear, like, pants and you feel like wearing a miniskirt, you can do that. These are just suggestions, so fashion can often contradict itself. Well, that's valid. If we could accommodate these nuanced user preferences by providing more detailed fashion advice, perhaps we could attract a wider user base. Okay, all right. So that's interesting thinking. I mean, I guess I should know this by now, but there are just so many people down there. You ever think about how exciting it would be if they were all using a Starcy? We shared the same goal, to see more and more people using a Starcy. After that breakthrough, many other ideas began to sprout in my mind. What if we included accessories and different styling options in our suggestions, or built a closet app? When I walked with Saltame through town earlier, a plethora of specialty stores for accessories caught my eye. Shh, she's thinking about the marketing now. Parasols, gloves, scarves, watches, small items that can dramatically change the overall impression of an outfit. Further, wouldn't it be great if users could purchase the recommended products online from within the app? Right? What did I just say? I haven't played this game, I swear. I mean, to be fair, that's not really a new idea. Apps do that to you fucking everywhere, wherever you go. They're always advertising to you, so that's a given. That was an obvious answer. Many people Saltame talked to said they often referred directly to magazines or mannequins when buying clothes. The possibility of driving impulse buys could potentially entice more businesses to collaborate with us. Armed with these thoughts, I began drafting a new proposal, summarizing my ideas. There was a high chance that Saltame had already thought of something similar, but still I wrote down what I came up with in my own words. The next day, the office was empty when I arrived. Good morning. Well, you're early, and no one else is here yet. It said the office was empty, but always here, so it's not empty. She exists game. That's rude. Acting like she's not a person. Always cheerful greeting echoed through the office. She doesn't count because she's not one of our boyfriends, I guess. Good morning. Good morning. My colleagues trickled in one by one as the clock ticked closer to the start of business. Such a fucking brown noser getting here early. Saltame is... Oh, his bag is here. After Director Kobase spoke, my attention was drawn to Saltame's desk. He's probably out again. Amasawa, did he leave you a note? There were no notes, but I had a hunch about where he might have gone. Roof? I hurriedly left the office, my drafted proposal still clutched in my hand. Wait, she's got a working printer at home? She's fucking... The hell? She was typing that up at home. Did she print it at work or did she print it at home? She has a working printer? It wasn't out of yellow ink? She could print black and white? What the fuck kind of fantasy land is this? That's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. Seriously. Give me a fucking break. A working fucking printer? Bullshit. Elephants could literally be flying through the sky and I'd be like, believable. But a working printer? Bullshit. Morning. Man, you never fail to find me when I'm up here, do you? That's because I found you once and now it's really one of the first places I look. As expected, Saltame was on the rooftop. When I asked what he was up to, he answered while stretching. Well, I was revising my proposal and I got a bit too absorbed by it. Before I knew it, the sun had come up. So I decided to get some fresh air before it dozed off. He had seriously returned to the office after our talk and worked through the night? Oh, had he seriously returned to the office after our talk and worked through the night, sorry. That's what I knew for sure. While everyone called Saltame a genius, he was actually just working harder than anyone else could see. I can read. I gotta turn my volume down. Hold on. Sorry. Oh, is that a proposal? Let me see. With a deep breath, I passed my proposal to him. He took his time to read it thoroughly, and once he finished, he nodded. Yeah, you read my mind. Depending on the budget, I was thinking we could have a different celebrity model the outfits each week. Yeah, like actors or idols. Some users might pay attention to it because someone famous is wearing it. And fans have always wanted to wear what their favorite celebrities wear, right? I think that approach could boost the sales more than just showcasing the outfits. If the number of purchases through Astarcy increases, naturally so will our ad revenue. Do you remember the two girls eyeing the men's clothing brand yesterday? One mentioned wanting to buy the same hoodie as her celebrity crush. I think we could definitely capitalize on that. It sunk in that Saltame had already come up with the same ideas I had. And not just that, he'd managed to envision a much more in-depth version. Just as I was about to drown in self-pity and disappointment, Saltame's hand ruffled my hair roughly. No, but like, yeah, I was gonna say, it's not like, fuck, you came up with it too, and but it's like, but you thought of something. You know what I mean? He may have thought of it first, but it wasn't in his plan. You know what I mean? It was just in his head. Thanks, Amasawa. This is really insightful. Huh? Yeah, I guess we did come up with the same idea in the end. But since we're on the same page, doesn't it make you feel like it's that much more likely to work? I mean, I often get derailed when thinking over these things on my own. So it's reassuring to hear that we're both on the same track, Amasawa. I got the feeling he meant what he said, that he wasn't just trying to flatter me. It was that innocent smile. I felt my heart pounding inexplicably. Then suddenly, he leaned down slightly, looking directly into my eyes. Ha! I guess I'm feeling kind of woozy from staying up all night. Can I give you a hug? At first I thought I must have misheard him, but I hadn't. I was caught off guard and What should I do? We're on the clock. Maybe just a little. Don't talk nonsense. Maybe just a little. It's we're on the clock. I also realized the background music now has lyrics in it, and I don't love that because, one, it's slightly distracting, but also I don't know that that's not going to be copyrighted because that could be a problem. So, if all of a sudden you don't hear music in later episodes, it's because, like, they flagged it and I turned the background music off for that. You know what I mean? Because, like, anyway, the answers were on the clock. Oh, look, we got a little love flower. That's cute. There is a, like, love catch system, but I've never seen it in action before, so there you go. Satame didn't seem bothered about it being during work hours. I guess and it's always blue, I'm gonna guess, because it didn't change. His color is red, but... Yeah, I was a fool to ask. And just stay put and let me hug you for a bit. He just does it anyway. Are we getting a CG? Yes, we are. There you go. With that, he pulled me into a somewhat forceful embrace. Honestly, I feel like I could fall asleep right here. You know, that would be dangerous. I'd fall over, but at the same time, like... Okay, so if they do CGs like this with her where you don't see her face or things are hidden or something, then you won't notice she doesn't have eyes and it's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? So, like, that's cool. I like her little leopard print shirt under her. And we've seen it kind of before, I think, in the background of one. But, like, aw, it's adorable. Considering he pulled an all-nighter, I bet he was even more exhausted than he let on. If he keeps talking about being tired, I'm going to fall asleep. Knowing that, I felt somewhat reluctant to push him away, deciding to let him be for a moment. Hey, I've been kind of a jerk, haven't I? I'm sorry. I got on you about working harder, but I'd already convinced myself I could do it all on my own. I'm always like this. Even when I have to collaborate with others, I end up working solo. Don't get me wrong, I know that's not a good way to be. It just feels like my teammates never take any initiative, and then they go and complain that I'm not cooperating well. And I hate that. I fit right into his story, and that hurt. I was guilty, too. I was constantly questioning his behavior, dismissing his work style as unique. I blamed him for leaving work without bothering to try and find out why he was leaving or what he was doing. So I was actually really excited when you wanted to join my team, Amasawa. Felt like I'd finally reached a kind of starting line. Saltame tightened his grip on me. So don't go judging me too hard because of how I act on the outside, okay? If you're gonna be my assistant, please keep finding me. It's oddly romantic. If you're gonna be my assistant, please keep finding me. Now imagine he said that sexy. Not with my voice, but... Saltame's grip loosened, and he broke into a smile. I nodded firmly, making the promise. I guess it's about time we head back. Koba must be worried sick. When he mentioned it, I glanced at my watch and saw quite a bit of time had passed since I first arrived. The two of us left the rooftop in a hurry. We were discussing our plans, technically, so we were working. Also hugging, but... As soon as we walked back into the office, I noticed a man I'd never seen before, talking with Oe near my desk. You're finally back! When Oe shifted her attention to welcome us, the man she was talking to turned around. I'm gonna guess you're the other guy in the thing that, yes, because no wonder why you're color-coded green. Because your hair is green. But also, he is, like, adorable. You're not romanceable? That's a shame. Are you Toshinobu Isaka? Is that what that says? My screen is very bright, the words are very small, and I'm very tired, so... He was Hyuga in Paradigm Paradox, if that's, we'll get to that later! We'll get to that later! But I'm just saying, is that you? Because he is... ridiculously pretty. And we can't date you, but you know what I mean? Like, See, because there was 3 other characters that were mentioned, but I'm pretty sure Orange Boy, because his color is green, and, well, right now he's gray, but but then Yofi's also green, and I'm pretty sure Yofi's one of the love interests, like, I'm pretty fucking sure, so, like, you know what I mean? And then the orange guy has to be because green, and then Yofi's a light green, and you're like a slightly dark. You're too close together. We already have green in here. Surprisingly, nobody's purple, which is weird. But anyway, hello. And then we get to size him up. Look at he's beautiful. He gave off a kind of sprightly aura, but his identity remained a mystery to me. I was noticing that too. I was like, the way his hair is, I'm like, why does he look like he has like pointy little elf ears? I think it's just the way his hair is around his ear, but I was like, but the sprightly aura, absolutely. Are we playing a fantasy game? Because he does. Before I had a chance to introduce myself, Satame piped up from behind me. Look who's here! It's Asaka! Okay, yeah, I was right. Okay, so maybe she color-coded him because he's not color-coded. Okay, so definitely not a love interest. He's not color-coded. And she color-coded him in the voice actor guide. Probably because he's been in other games and stuff before, and you know what I mean? And and is actually like a character that has a sprite. But sometimes they're not always listed, you know what I mean? It's usually the female characters or like whatever that aren't listed, but and sometimes other side characters, but like he's listed, so maybe to throw you off. Maybe she did it to throw you off as you're playing on who your secret love interests are, but your secret love interests are color coded. So if they're gray, they're a side character. So like, come on. Come on, the game's not. Maybe that's what she meant by not so secret love interests. They're not so secret because they don't have a colored text box. And she just chose green for him in the voice actor guide because his hair is green, but okay, whatever. Oh, Saotome, it's been a while. Let's just get a normal voice because, like, whatever. Masawa, this guy here's my mentor from my old department. Ugh, he's ridiculously pretty. Why can't we date him? It's a shame. After Saotome's introduction, I went to give Asaka a handshake. I'm just saying, we have 8, why not 9? Right, there's 8 love interests, right? Is there 8 in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. What if not boyfriend? Why boyfriend shaped and why pretty? And why boyfriend pretty? Just saying. Good to meet you, Amasawa. Not sure how often we'll run into each other like this in the future, though. Why is he so pretty? Is he married? Is he wearing a ring? Kind of looks like he is. By the way, Asaka, is your group participating in the competition too? The one for a Starcy? Yes, we are. Guess that makes us rivals. May the best man win. Maybe he is married. He is wearing a ring. In that case, I hope you'll take it easy on me. Well, I should get going. Oh, wait. Thank you for these documents. Unless he's going to be evil. No worries. Aw, leave it already? Yes, I've got actual work to do. Unlike some people, I'm quite busy. Asaka chuckled genially as he walked away. Saotome and Asaka seemed like they were quite close. Oh, is that your proposal? You finished it? Oh, I pointed at the papers in my hand. As I reached out to hand them to her, Saotome swiped them away. Hey, what are you doing? Saotome hoisted the file high above his head, both out of Oe's and my reach. You're so mean, Saotome! Can't I just get a little sneak peek? It's still tippy-top secret. Don't forget, Amasawa, Oe's our competitor. Don't give intel to the enemy. So rude. I'm not going to steal your ideas. Unless I decide to steal your ideas. I agree with Oe and jumped upward to grab the proposal from Saotome's hands. You're too short. Try going taller or jumping higher next time. Fine. I'll wait for the presentation. You've had your fun, so stop flirting with each other. The director's staring. Saotome and I simultaneously looked back in the direction Oe was pointing, but Director Kobase was nowhere in sight. Hey, Koba's not here. I was just messing with you, but you two are so totally in sync. We are not. Saotome and I immediately protested together. Seeing that, Oe's smile widened. She's like, you guys are in love. You're gonna get married. A new spin-off episode has been added. Are we supposed to, like, watch these as they happen? I guess the answer is yes, because I scrolled up. I was like, let me check the guide. It says view spin-off episode. Oh. This is episode 2. Well, I said yes, right? That's weird. It says view spin-off episode, and then I scrolled up the guide and it says yes, so I'm assuming that's what we click on yes. And then it says episode 2, but this is episode 2, so I'm very confused how this game works then. A few days later, Saotome and I held our first presentation on our proposal for the upcoming competition. If we said no, would it just go back to the main menu? Like, why wouldn't the game continue? Weird. A solid concept. I like how it not only provides suggestions, but actively encourages users to purchase the outfit. I guess that is because I just scrolled up. I'm scrolling up on all of them. It says view spin-off episode. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna scroll back up and hide this stuff. So I was looking for because they're in like parentheses, but I'm just like, huh. It's just weird that it pops up like there's a new spin-off episode. It's not really a spin-off episode, it's a continuation of his route. We didn't get that when we got to episode 1, you know what I mean? So it just kind of throws you off a little like it should just go like they call it episodes instead of chapters, but like it should just go into the next one, not ask you if you want to continue cuz like yes? Why would I say no? It's weird. Why did they format this game so oddly? I mean, I'm having a good time, don't get me wrong, but like, and I've gotten used to her not talking. See, I said, I'm like, we're going to get to the point where like her not saying a word is just going to become commonplace and it's not going to feel as disjointing as it did in like the first hour where you're like, that seemed strange, you know? And I'm sure there's going to be moments here and there where you're like, okay, that's another strange, but like for the most part, I've gotten used to it. Okay? It's an odd choice, but I've gotten used to it. It's an odd choice for her not to have eyes, but I get it. It's more so you can be self-inserty and you don't have a character, a predefined character, and she's more of a blank slate. Sure, okay. Even though she's got personality in her internal monologue, so I don't know why having her be faceless makes that much of a difference, but whatever. A lot of games have done that in the past, so that's not like a new thing. But I'm very curious about the, like, now when you finish a chapter, it's like, do you want to go to the next one? I mean, yes. Why are you asking that? It's strange. Like, it's weird, right? Is it just me? Is it weird? Is it weird and disjointing for anybody else who played this? I don't know. Anyway. And plus, getting celebrities on board can help us attract a wider age range of users. And the only issue I foresee is the cost. For that, I'm sure you can conjure up some extra cash for us on the budget, Koba. And don't expect miracles. Alright, I want you to hammer out the details a bit more. And don't forget to give us a list of potential collaborators as well. You got it. After the meeting, Saltame and I decided to discuss the potential issues that Director Kobase had brought up. What if you start with just showing the outfits you don't have all the celebrities right off the bat? You know what I mean? Like maybe you do a like celebrity of the month or something. You know, so you have to pay that person to model an outfit. Because here's the thing too with that. You're going to have a model an outfit and suggest it, but the weather has to be just right for that. So you're in a way pre-planning. It's not an on-demand type of a thing then. So it's not like you're going in and you're like, oh, it's going to be hot today. What's the recommended outfit? You have to prepare in advance, which, I mean, you know, summer is hot, winter is cold. So, hey, we're prepping for the summer season. We're going to get some celebrities and people to wear new clothing line, stuff that's going to be available from, like, the local, like, the new shops. So you're like, oh, hey, you, designer brand, what's your new summer line? Let's have it modeled on these celebrities and models and whatever. And then you're preparing it in advance, like the way they're like you go and you're like, you know what? It's only June. Why the fuck are there Christmas decorations out? What the shit balls? Stop it. You know what I mean? You know, like it's not even Halloween and Christmas is out. And now all of a sudden it's not even like the 4th of July and Christmas is out. And you're like, the fuck? It's not even Easter. The fuck are we preparing for Christmas already? What the hell? You know what I mean? Shit like that, like you're getting a little too advanced. Back it up a little bit. Okay? Like back it the fuck up Christmas. That kind of shit. You know, where you're like, it's still like really motherfucking cold and you're like, why are there bathing suits in the stores? It's 22 degrees. What the shit? You know? That kind of stuff. So like you're gonna be doing that like everybody else. You're preparing for the upcoming season. Brands are preparing their summer line in the middle of like fall and winter, you know? So you're going to have all that. But like in the very beginning, when you're running the app, you could just have like celebrity of the month, and you could just get a celebrity and like, okay, so we're gonna roll this out, and it's gonna be so let's just have them in a couple brands and like have them model a couple things, and that'll be like maybe you only have like, okay, here's the outfit of the week, and then they're just shown on regular people or whatever the rest of the time until you start building it up and you get a little more revenue coming in from advertisers and stuff, and then it starts, you get more celebrities and stuff. You know what I mean? You build up to it. You start out with something small, not someday we're going to have celebrities. No, you just start with like celebrity of the month or week or something. You know what I mean? And then it's daily. But also, you're probably going to reuse some of the stuff because you're not going to have, you know, I would imagine having a different, that's actually insane now that I think about it. Okay, it's a fantasy world, so, but like in reality, having your closet app linked to your thing would be better, but also advertising things to you. But the way they're planning this is like, oh, we're going to say, here's an outfit that we've gotten brands to like, work with us on, and here's a celebrity wearing them and whatever. But it's like, but then you have to prepare because what if any given day, what if it's one of those like random days in the middle of winter where it's hot as fuck? Then you got to have that, or then you got to have, and then you have a bunch of celebrities wearing a bunch of different outfits, and then you're going to recycle some of the same stuff. You're going to have like at least 365 different outfits on different, however many celebrities, preparing for every single day of the year. But then you also have to have multiple because what if, March 3rd is cold? But then what if it's hot and then like, but oh, wait. We already showed this outfit on this celebrity to this person before. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot, and the capital on that is definitely exorbitant. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah. And so people are going to be seeing some of the same stuff. But I mean, if you think about it, when you're scrolling Pinterest or whatever, you're like, it's the same ad every fucking 5 page. You know what I mean? You're like, haven't I seen this already? Because you get the same pins and the same fucking ads, and you're like, did I backtrack in time? Why am I seeing the same thing? I feel like I've been scrolling for like 5 minutes, and yet all of a sudden the same things are showing up. So I don't know. It just seems. Sorry, I was just trying to get to Knuckle Black. I don't know. It really does seem crazy money intensive here. Anyway, we're discussing issues like that. Maybe we could both suggest some collaborators, and then decide which ones to put on the list based on the price and popularity. About the screen layout and design, could you come up with a few more ideas? As I nodded in response, I took another look at the design direction. It was a relief to see that Saltame and I were on the same page there as well. I'll work on the spec details, so... Oh, right. I gotta check with another department about something. I'll be right back. After that, Saltame fled from his desk. Minato sighed as he watched Saltame dashing out of the office. He's always so annoyingly free-spirited. Isn't there anything you can do about that, Amasawa? What do you want me to put him in a cage? Because, okay. Honestly, I didn't think that Saltame would even listen to me if I tried. Minato, however, seemed to think otherwise. Well, I wouldn't say you have him completely under your control, but you two seem to be getting along pretty well. Or you seem to get along pretty well, sorry. I feel like he actually listens to you, Amasawa. And I think the director and Oe feel the same way, too. We all think that if we leave Saltame to you, everything will turn out all right. I don't have any experience training dogs, though, so I'm not... Wait, no, that's not true. I mean, real dogs, no experience whatsoever. Boyfriends that are labradoodles. Sorta, yeah. Director Kabase and Oe used to keep a clear eye on Saltame, though recently they appeared to be keeping their distance. It made me wonder if, like Minato said, they were really leaving Saltame to me. A strange sense of happiness fluttered inside me as I headed back to my desk. I'm back! Hey, did you have lunch yet? Saltame sauntered over to my desk shortly after he returned. Checking the clock, I saw that it was nearly noon.
No, let's grab a bite.
No sooner had he said this than Saltame rolled my wheeled chair away from my desk. I was swept up into his whirlwind of energy.
You know, I might be up on my feet too much, but you're like the opposite, sitting too much. Guess that's the same for everyone in the office, though. Hey, how often do you hit the gym? A lack of exercise will kill you, you know?
You know what? We don't need that kind of shaming here, okay? Let us be potatoes if we want to be potatoes. In response, Angry face. I want to give him the angry face right now. Upset. Yeah. Well, wait. Oh, shit. This was upset, right? Because otherwise, the other one is angry. Shit. It's so, I can't, yes, because this looks like the face, because the other one is mad. This is the first, I knew we were going to have this problem the second time around when we did his thing, and it was like, I'm assuming, right, because anger, the other one would be anger, is that what we decided? I think so. Let's see what happens when we do. I pouted. Saltame had hit a nerve. I knew I wasn't getting enough exercise recently. My daily walk to the office was about the only physical activity I was getting, and even that was pretty brief. Hey, that's still more than I get. I walk up the stairs to sit here and do this, and then I walk back downstairs, and that's about it.
See? I knew it. Come on, get up and give me 20 squats.
Fuck that shit. Oh, actually, that'd be fine. 20 squats are fine. Saltame practically yanked me out of my chair, and then he used the front of his knees to knock the back of mine. I was caught off guard by his knee-buckling prank and nearly toppled forward. Also, we're probably wearing a skirt and heels, so not squatting material.
You're so weak. You'll be meeting an early grave like this.
That's the goal, because otherwise I can't afford to retire, so... Saltame helped me regain my balance. I couldn't help but frown at his exaggerations. Besides, I get plenty of exercise... I mean, the director exercises me, if you know what I mean. It was going to come around eventually.
We'll run out of time if we keep goofing around. Let's get out of here already.
Saltame seemed to have already made up his mind that I was joining him for lunch, regardless of my response. Well, were we going to say no? Still, I was beginning to get used to his pushy demeanor. After letting Owe know I was taking my lunch break, I gathered my things. Have fun, you two! Later that evening, I hadn't been able to finish my work on the proposal in time, so I was working late. I didn't because I couldn't work through lunch like I normally would. Somebody forced me to exercise. Satame was also still at his computer. The sound of our fingers clacking against our keyboards echoed throughout the empty office.
All right, I'll sit. How about you, Amasawa?
Satame approached my desk, peering over my shoulder to get a look at my screen.
Oh, so this is the design. I like it overall, but the brand logo's sticking out too much, huh?
Before I could even tell him the issues I was struggling with, Satame seemed to grasp my problem with just a glance at my screen. He'd hit the nail on the head, and so I nodded in agreement.
Yeah, well, it's getting late. How about we call it a day and continue tomorrow?
With that, Saltame started gathering his things to leave. I, however, wanted to refine the design a bit more. I felt I was close to making some significant improvement, and I wanted to reach a better stopping point.
Oh, guess I'll go by myself. Good luck.
I waved goodbye to Saltame and turned back to my screen. I had no idea how much time had passed since Saltame left. Finally reaching a good stopping point, I stretched and looked up from my screen. Just then I heard a noise somewhere inside the empty office. When I quickly spun around to investigate, the cleaning people.
Guess who?
I felt a pair of cool hands cover my eyes. We have eyes? No, we don't. Lies. But I knew exactly who was behind me. Well, yeah, because it was in red. That cheerful voice could only belong to Saltame.
Nah, you got me.
Turning around, I found Saltame grinning like a kid who'd been caught red-handed while trying to play a prank.
I just wanted to give you a little scare. Maybe I should have disguised my voice.
More than that, I wanted to know the reason he came back. As I pondered, Saltame began taking items out of a convenience store bag and arranging them neatly on my desk.
Here, I got you something. Which one do you want?
In front of me was a pudding cup, a cream puff, and a roll cake. Apparently he picked them out, just for me. Which one do I want? All of them. Cream puff or the roll cake? The idea of Saltame going out and buying these treats for me left me momentarily speechless.
Hurry and pick one or I'm gonna eat them all.
Saltame stared with a mix of anticipation and impatience. I like how he's bitchy about it. He's like, hurry up and fucking pick one. I thought for a moment before ultimately choosing. Ooh, I wanted the cream puff or the roll cake. She chooses the pudding. What a dumb bitch. How basic. The pudding. That's so boring.
Here, one pudding.
He handed me the pudding and a small plastic spoon. That's so boring. I've never had a cream puff. Like, you know what I mean? And I mean, like, I can imagine a roll cake. I don't think I've ever had a roll cake either. Does that seem weird? Makes me want a cinnamon roll, though.
This is a good one. Gotta be the best convenience store pudding out there.
Ow, bird, that hurts. The gentle sweetness of the egg custard and the subtle bitterness of the caramel really created a delicious harmony. Meanwhile, Saltame claimed the cream puff for himself.
We can split the roll cake.
As I savored the taste of the pudding, I nodded to his suggestion. I'd been debating between the pudding and the limited edition roll cake anyway. I knew I shouldn't have more than one dessert this late at night, but the temptation was too great to resist. Also, I mean, he brought us, now we gotta eat them. I glanced up just as Saltame bit into the cream puff.
What? You want a bite of this too?
Yes. The cream puff or you? Both. Both. Saltame caught me staring and offered me a bite of his half-eaten puff. There's a really disgusting joke in there, something about that, but half-eaten is ew. Before I could say anything, he held it directly in front of me with a smile.
All right, pull my arm. Since I'm such a nice guy, I'll let you have a bite. Go on, open up.
Phrasing, sir. I hesitated. Surely he didn't intend to actually feed me the cream puff like that. But then he moved it even closer to me.
What are you getting embarrassed about? I can't hand it to you. The cream's gonna spill. Just eat it from here.
There's so many gross innuendos about the cream coming to spill and just, okay. All right. Uh-huh. All right. Sir, you know, just... I was still pretty hesitant, but I made up my mind when I saw the cream about to spill, so I carefully took a bite. It was delicious, but my embarrassment got in the way of truly savoring it. I wasn't sure if Saltame was aware of my discomfort, but he seemed to be enjoying himself regardless, because he is thinking dirty, dirty things, like the rest of us. I'm sorry if you weren't and you were thinking that he was innocently giving us a cream puff, but... Also, that just sounds like a dirty, inappropriate thing when you phrase it like that. I'm sorry. I'll go sit in the corner later. Once we finished our desserts, Saltame leaned his chin on his hand as he regarded me.
Hey, how much longer?
I assumed he was commenting on my slow work pace. I apologized and told him I'd be staying for another hour or so, to which he made a frustrated pout.
That's not what I meant. I was saying we should leave together. Why? Think of how many drunk dudes are out about right now. The city's not the safest place at night. You look like the type of girl those guys would try to pick on, that's why.
His words weren't exactly gentle, but I gathered that this was his roundabout way of expressing concern for my safety. I mean, it is. It's absolutely adorable. He's like, there's so many drunk guys, and they're definitely going to hit on you. Aw, thanks. Drunk dudes are not going to hit on me, trust me. Her, maybe, not me, though. His consideration warmed my heart, and I thanked him. I also don't leave my house at night, so... Or at all, so...
I'll be working too, so just let me know when you're ready to leave.
Like, how adorable is he that he was like, okay, bye, and then he decided to come back with some snacks, and then was like, I'm gonna walk you home because it ain't safe out there. Like, I'm sorry? Get this queen a crown. With that, Saltame walked back to his desk. I rolled up my sleeves, not wanting to make him wait any longer, and got back to my work. taking her several hours to readjust the size of a logo. I'm just saying. I felt that Saotome and I were successfully building our working relationship together. Then one day, walking down the hallway, I heard Saotome's voice from the lounge.
Huh. Then I'm glad to hear it.
My curiosity piqued. I peered into the lounge to see who was talking to. I could just make out Isaka, but beyond Saotome's figure. Wow.
Well, everything's under control here, so you've got nothing to worry about. Yeah, isn't that because of how I set things up for y'all before I left? And that's big talk, given all the trouble you also left for us.
Their exchange sounded harsh to an outsider, but both wore brilliant smiles. He is so adorable, he does. He looks like a little elf man, doesn't he? I love him. It was clear they could share their thoughts freely with each other, thanks to a strong, trusting bond. Just as I decided to move on to avoid intruding, Isaka called out to me. I don't know why I want to call him Eska. I want to drop that A in there. I don't know why. Oh, hello, Amasawa. How are you?
Hey, what's up?
Sorry for stopping you like that. Since we're both victims of Saotome, I thought it might be nice to have a chat.
Huh? Excuse you?
I like how he's the punching bag for everyone. It's not easy, is it? I'm being pushed around by this guy, I mean. I chuckled politely to Asaka, who seemed to be trying to lighten the mood. I mean, there's also something about those eyes that are slightly devious. Like, look at you. You are, like, sizing me up. You were like, oh. The look on your face says you're going to do all sorts of inappropriate things to me, and I'm okay with it.
Hey, Amasawa, why are you siding with him? Besides, when exactly did I push you around, Asaka?
Oh, please, you've been riding roughshod over all of us from the first day you walked in the door, dude. I was surprised to hear that even Asaka, who always struck me as surprisingly competent, had also been swayed by Saotome's force. That's how you see me? That's quite the compliment. Oops, time for my next meeting. I have to get going. Saotome, don't trouble her too much, okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Asaka gave Saotome a friendly nudge and headed off to the conference room. I wished I could be as cool as him, brushing off Saotome's pranks and jibes with ease.
Are you kidding? Do you realize how boring that'd be for me? You gotta stay exactly where you're at, bothered by every little thing I do.
Until we turn it around on him. And I was gonna say something wildly inappropriate. No, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna... Until we turn it around on him and make him eat our cream puff. I wasn't... I was literally like, because you just think like, oh, are you going to eat this cream puff as the cream's dripping down and being all inappropriate with him. But then when you say it, when you phrase it like that, it just sounds even wildly more inappropriate than like actually literally trying to feed him a cream puff. But it came out, but I was like, in my head, I was like, that is so fucking wrong. But you know what? I can't not share these things with you. Intrusive thoughts have to come out and be shared with you guys so you can live my nightmare or dream, whatever. You can have fun with it. I don't know. Oh, laughing hurts my brain. My neck hurts so bad. It seemed like Saotome was happy with that arrangement, but I knew I could do a better job if I could stand on equal footing with Saotome rather than merely being his subordinate. I wanted to assist him, not just follow his instructions. I wanted us to support each other. Saotome gave me a curious look as I resolutely rolled up my sleeves, lost in thought. And this is a good enough time because we had the little part before and then this one, so I think we're at about like 58-ish, maybe 59. I don't know, but we're about time. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.